everyone, welcome to another video. So today we're on the banks of the Hampshire Avon. We've got very fast water going through the middle here. I'm after the roach today on punch bread and probably try flake as well, just to see which works. But the river is so fast going through the middle, I think the fish are just going to be tucked tight in today. So I found this little bay on the opposite side here, and I'm going to be putting my float over there. I've got a 6 gram bolo float on, because obviously when I get it into that bay it wants to creep along a little bit and then it'll just race right down the swim. But yeah, so I'll put a few balls of bread out already, so we'll see what happens. So we've got some good conditions today. There's not much wind about, although I think tomorrow is supposed to get really windy. So make the most of it today and see if we can get a few fish out. Well, first cast over there. Let's see if there's anything sitting over there, shall we? I'd like to get that just a little bit further into the bay if I can. That's just a little bit too far out from where I wanted it. I'm trying to position it where it's just going to sit in there and hold steady for a little bit and just gradually creep out of the swim, or out of the slack, should I say. But as I said, I've got to be careful with them branches, because it does take some very accurate casting here to get into there. Still not quite where I wanted it, but I'll just have a couple more casts and I'll get used to it. I'm using a 15-foot rod with an 8 gram float on, and I've got just number 8 droppers below my Olivet, spread out sort of 4 inches apart, with a number 14 hook. Just a basic setup, and I'm using 10mm punch bread as my hook bait. So all we need is a fish or two. I'm probably fishing this at about 4.5 to 5 feet deep at the moment. So I will play about with my depths once I get the swing of the swim and where the snags are, if there are any. Still not quite getting that where I want it. That's pretty much where I want it. That's where I'm expecting to get a bite. If indeed there's any fish there. Nothing on that drop. It's not been fishing its best, the river, lately, to be fair. It's there's a lot of pace on it, and the fish are just, I think they're tucked in under the banks here. They're not out in the middle of the river where you'd normally catch them. I mean, there are some out there obviously, but the big roach, I think, are shoaled up tight in, very tight in places like where I'm putting the float through now, hopefully. It looked like that could have been a little touch then, just as that went through. I don't think that was bottom. Looked like something just touched the bread then. Well, the old sun's starting to come out now. Warm it up a bit because it's really cold today. Still I can see the float better now. Just going to try a little bit of flake because I've put a few trots through now and they're not touching the punch, so just change it up a little bit. And see if they like the flake instead. Sometimes they just like that ruffled look of bread flake. Just going to stick another ball of bread over there. What I do is I fire it into that tree so as it sort of splatters about. Like that. And then it just spreads out and loads of loose particles just fall into the swim then. There we go. There's a fish. Hello. Here you get a swan flying past. That feels like a roach, that. Not a massive one. It definitely feels like a roach. The way it's bumping. Yeah, that's not a bad little roach. The first one of the day. As predicted, they're sitting over on that slack. Calm down, matey. Let's get the hook out. We swallowed that one. I'll have to get the discorder on that. There we go. A few marks on it, but it's an Avon roach anyway. Let's get him back straight away, shall we? See you later, mate. Took that on the drop. Another great looking fish. See you later, mate. There's another one. Hello. This feels a good one. But then again, they always do when they're in the flow. So what you need to do is let it go down with the flow. Just wind in gently and then just bring it back down this inside, because if you try to bring it across that flow, 9 times out of 10 you'll bump it. Now we're down the inside, like, wasn't putting any pressure on the fish at all then. to net that one again. It's a little bit bigger than the last one. There you go, guys. That's a pound. Maybe just over. I'm not going to bother weighing it though. Nice fish. Proper Avon roach, immaculate condition. Let's get him back. See you later, mate. Oh, there's another one. I'm loving this bread. Once again, I'm just winding gently, letting it go down with the flow. So as I'm not pulling it into the flow, I'm just letting it come across the river and then down to my inside here, out of the flow. Probably lift that one. Oh, that's a long roach, that one. In the top lip again. Immaculate. I'm just putting very small balls of bread over there. I don't want to overfeed them. So just tiny little nuggets. God, my hands are freezing. Right, let's get over there again, see if there's any more. Oh, that was a touch. That was a touch again. It's a perfect place for roach to hold out this. You've got that lovely overhanging tree there. Nice bit of shelter from them. They're probably just sitting under there. They'll just come in and out. Away from cormorants, hopefully. But whenever I look for roach pegs, that's where I'll always look. I look for a tree and I'll look, like, they love them overhanging branches. And then just after the tree, when you've got a slack, because it's obviously slowing the water down there, that's where you'll always see them sitting. There's another fish. That's a roach. Ain't no 2-pounder, but still putting up a good fight. Probably net it though. There's probably another fish of a pound. That's fin perfect, that. Let's get him back. There's another fish on. It's got to be a pound again. I'm getting on. Maybe just under. Probably just under the pound mark. Can really feel them in the flow when they get into the middle of the river. Not massive, but probably could have swung that one out. God, he had a mouthful of bread. Immaculate again. There's another one in the net. Right guys, that's me done now. The light's starting to go completely, so if you like the video, give it a massive thumbs up and I'll see you on the next one. See you later guys.